Welcome back to Believe It or Not, the series where I watch Naruto and give you my personal, spicy hot takes on this age-old anime. We finally made it, folks. We are finally at the end of original Naruto, with 9 beautiful, wonderful episodes to close us out. But before we get to those, I think it would behoove us to do a little recap. When last we watched, the Sasuke retrieval squad was split into 3 different fights. Hiba versus conjoined twins, Shikamaru versus a girl with a flute, and Naruto versus a sickly bone boy. While struggling against the sound ninjas, Sasuke also emerged from his bucket and ran ahead, leaving Naruto conflicted. But thankfully, he got little help from a drunken child. And even later, the whole gang got assists from the sand ninjas. With the last of the sound cronies dealt with, we turned our attention to Naruto and Sasuke. Today we'll be reviewing episodes 130 to 135, 141 to 142, and episode 220 of Naruto. Episode 130, Father and Son, The Broken Promise. We get a little cut in of the Naruto and Sasuke fight. They're still going. Sasuke finally starts using the Sharingan to level the playing field. He was holding back up until now for some reason. And it proves to be a good gambit for him. He's starting to beat down Naruto. And while this happens, we get a continuation of last episode's backstory stuff. This time, talking about Sasuke and his dad. After all the crazy stuff that happened with Itachi in the previous episode, Sasuke's dad decides that he is going to focus his attention on his youngest son and try to teach him the key jutsu of the Uchiha clan, the Fireball Jutsu, one we've seen Sasuke use dozens of times. But before he was so good, he was a child and bad at everything. So this little teaching moment between Sasuke and his father, it doesn't go well. His dad is giving him the classic, oh god, why can't you be like Itachi? And this motivates Sasuke to spend the next couple of days training, trying to get better. And yeah, he does eventually show his father how cool he is, but now that he's got his dad's approval, he wonders if he'll end up like Itachi. Though, who knows what's going on with Itachi. He's kind of being weird. There's a strange energy in the air in the Uchiha household, and it makes Sasuke very uncomfortable. We also get a little note here about the Mangekyo Sharingan. See, I was a fool. I assumed Mangekyo Sharingan was just the full title of it. But Mangekyo Sharingan is a very specific type of Sharingan that can be achieved under specific circumstances. It's very elusive. We get a little sneak preview of that. Itachi mentions it, I think. But that's for a later day, I suppose. And then we cut back to the present where Naruto is starting to seem like he's on the ropes as Sasuke beats him down. This episode was a 7 out of 10. Itachi is he's such a little hater at all times. He's clearly going through some stuff, but maybe he should just chill out a bit. Maybe he should be cool and nice to his little brother. Episode 131, The Secret of the Mangekyo Sharingan. This is the moment. This is the flashback that we've seen before of Itachi killing the entire Uchiha clan. You know, we're running through it now with this extra context that we've gained from all these other flashbacks. And we do see a couple of little things changed. We do see, for the first time, Itachi's Sharingan changes to this weird, like, almost ninja star looking thing, which it did not do last time, so one has to assume that that is the Mangekyo Sharingan. He uses it when he uses Tsukuyomi, so I guess that's something. He tells Sasuke that all this wonderful doting big brother act was secretly a ploy to mold him into the ultimate revenge boy. He wanted Sasuke to love him so much so that when Itachi betrayed the clan, he would have someone to rival him in strength, I guess. I don't know how much of this is real or if it's some bullshit. Either way, Itachi is truly being unhinged this episode. He also reveals the way that the Mangekyo Sharingan is activated, which cracks me the fuck up. Apparently, according to him, you have to kill your best friend to unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan, which sowed a little seed of evil inside Sasuke, and ever since then, he's kind of been building up to what he believed to be the moment he'd unlock his power, which is by fighting Naruto. But after this loss of his clan, we see the aftermath. Little baby Sasuke being so sad, not having any family anymore. He discovers some special clan secrets that his brother left out for him about the Sharingans. Yeah, we go back to the present, and even Sasuke admits it, that Naruto is his best friend and he needs to kill him to get stronger. So that's just cute. I think that's sweet of him. Even if he's trying to murder somebody, he's doing it for friendship, I guess. This episode was also a 7 out of 10 for me. I do like how they've recontextualized what Itachi has done, and the best friend thing is still so funny. That has to be some bullshit. Episode 132, For a Friend. We snap back to the Leaf Village for just a moment. We look at Sakura being around. We see Kakashi there too. He finally comes back to the Leaf Village and realizes that he has to go and stop these two. They're clearly fighting. He knows it. He can feel it in the air. He summons Pakun and the dogs again so they can track down Sasuke. And as he's running through the woods, he's just thinking about all the times that he did a bad job raising Sasuke, which is too many to name. And yeah, Naruto and Sasuke are fighting like crazy. They redo the old Chidori Rasengan clash, which we love to see that. It's iconic. Nobody really comes out on top there. They're kind of equally matched, and that pisses off Sasuke. So he kind of unleashes his curse mark, goes first state. In response to this, Naruto once again is using Talk no Jutsu, going on about, like when we were young, I used to think you were so cool, but I was intimidated by your awesome swag. And yeah, he lays it all out, puts his heart on his sleeve, and then puts his chakra on his sleeve. He summons forth that crazy fox form. This episode's an 8 out of 10. It's, the action's picking up, things are getting exciting, and we love to see that Naruto is actually locking in for once. This one's for all the marbles, my boy. Episode 133, A Plea from a Friend. This episode was thebomb.com. Immediately, it looks so good. It is so beautifully animated. The colors are that wonderful, moody, muted, like unsaturated, like ninja style. Everybody looks cool. And this is just the smackdown of the century. Naruto is going absolutely crazy with this like overflowing chakra. Sasuke is truly getting a horrific beat down. He sends out a fireball jutsu at one point, and Naruto completely counters it with just a scream. So he is off the rails, crazy powerful. They do a little talking halfway through the ep. Sasuke goes on about how Naruto could never truly understand his loss because he's been an orphan since birth, but Sasuke had stuff and lost it, so his pain is greater, which is dick move. But of course, Naruto thinks about how he had Iruka Sensei, and also he had Sasuke, so, maybe he is fighting to prevent himself from losing something. Sasuke also puts his leaf headband back on, which is kind of a really interesting moment of like proof that Sasuke is bullshitting when he talks about how much he hates everyone and everything. His heart is still in the Leaf Village, so in this fight, in this climactic moment, he puts the headband back on. He also gets a little Sharingan upgrade. His 2 little commas become 3, and he's seeing all of Naruto's moves. He's matching Naruto's strength, and that once again forces Naruto to step up his game. He starts using the shadow clones. Well, it's at this point that Naruto truly goes beast mode. He gets a big smack on head towards the end of this episode, and at that point he wakes up in the nine-tailed fox dimension where the fox tells him, I'll give you everything I got, just go crazy. And at this point he unlocks this fiery fox aura, and it's letting him do crazy stuff, like using his aura to like stretch and grab things with these like chakra arms. And then in response to that, Sasuke puts everything he's got on the line and he goes second state. All that to say, this episode was a 10 out of 10. This is a truly spectacular visual ep, and it is the conflict that is the heart and soul of this series. This has always been about these two boys, so it's good to see so much love put into this fight. Episode 134, The End of Tears. Sasuke in his second state is truly looking crazy, even more so when he starts sprouting the giant hands. I knew about the hands beforehand. I'll say this, they look better in motion than they did in just a static image, but it still looks crazy. Either way, the two of them are at their strongest and also at their most risky. Both of them have forms that are like eating away at their bodies and hurting them, not to mention that they're like also beating the shit out of each other. Sasuke finally acknowledges this sick place that they've arrived at to fight, like where the two statues are. And he calls it the Final Valley. Apparently it's called Valley of the End in the sub, which I think is a cooler name. But apparently it is a very thematically relevant place to this conflict. Either way, they finish it off in the best possible way that they can. They do Chidori versus Rasengan, and this time it goes completely crazy. It like summons this like dark orb of chakra, and for a minute we're unsure like what is happening. There's this really sweet moment in the middle of that where there's like the two of them are kind of in the void together and they like are just holding hands. It's really sweet. And then we explode outwards and Sasuke technically is the winner. Naruto is unconscious on the ground, and then a couple moments later, Sasuke hits his knees. At some point during the conflict, his headband got scratched by Naruto, and he got the little Akatsuki slash across the leaf sign. But yeah, Naruto, Sasuke, they lay there in the mud, in the rain. This beautiful, tender moment. I think they're like staring each other in the face. Good for them. I all the best to these two ninjas. But yeah, Sasuke runs away and Kakashi arrives just in time to save Naruto. And he even mentions that the statues here are of the two founders of the Leaf Village. Right at the end, we cut over to Sasuke, who, you know, acknowledges that he didn't do the thing that he said he was going to do. He didn't kill Naruto while he was down. And as Cope just says, no, I will find another way to achieve the Mangyakyo Sharingan. I don't need to kill my best friend. And then there's a member of the Akatsuki who's like a Venus flytrap who just like rises up out of the ground once everyone is gone and is like, I was here the whole time. So crazy stuff. This episode's an 8 out of 10. I think this was such a solid way to end off this conflict. We love to see these boys going crazy. Yeah, it was cool. Episode 135, The Promises That Could Not Be Kept. So Naruto's back in the village. He wakes up. He's like, where's Sasuke? And, you know, that goes about as well as you'd expect. The medical ninjas are doing so much for everyone. They managed to bring everybody back from this retrieval mission, including the quote-unquote dead ones, and they are doing just crazy ninja medicine. After quite a bit of magical struggling, both Choji and Neji are stable again. So no shit, these two survive. Oh yeah, there's this moment where Shikamaru is like having kind of a bad time. He keeps thinking about how he fucked up this mission and failed. Tamari's talking to him, but he's like just kind of ignoring her. And then he like passes by his father, who is surely the root of all of his misogyny, because his dad's first instinct to Shikamaru walking away from Tamari is like, hey, don't let a woman talk to you like that, you fool, you weak little beta cuck. So that's surely the reason he's like that. Oh yeah, Sasuke, we see him at Castle Orochimaru. He's being weird. He even manages to scare Kabuto. Ino and Sakura show up at the hospital back in the Leaf Village. They're checking in on everybody. Fucking Shikamaru tells her off for some reason, even though she's being so pleasant, so kind to Naruto, so understanding. You know, he's gone through a hard time and she's being brave about it, but Shikamaru's like,
he tried, Sakura.
Crazy unnecessary, but you know, Shikamaru's going through some stuff too. And then we get the official information from Jiraiya about where we're headed from here. He says that they need 3 years to train to deal with the Akatsuki who are on their way. They are going to make a move in 3 years. I don't know why that specific arbitrary amount of time, but luckily enough, 3 years is also how long it will take for Orochimaru to recharge his whole body swap jutsu. So they don't have to worry too much about Sasuke being possessed in that time. They realize that now's the best time to train to get better, and Naruto just says, all right, let's do it. I'm not going to give up on finding Sasuke, but I'll also prepare myself for the Akatsuki too. And then right at the end, the Akatsuki are all talking to each other in a cave. I guess some of them are phoning in from across the ninja world, so there's like a kind of weird digital effect on them. It's just funny to see these like ninja terrorists do what is essentially a Skype call. It's very cool. This episode's a 7 out of 10. It was just a full wrap up of everything, and so beautiful and wonderful to see all of these survivors from this dangerous mission. I never had any doubts, but you know, this was the end of Naruto. Anything could have happened. Episode 141, Sakura's determination. Now we're stepping into the weird part of this watch. 130 to 135 was the end of the Sasuke retrieval arc, and immediately after that, we have several batches of filler. So we jump a little bit ahead, skipping through that filler. A lot of these episodes are just wrapping up that filler and then one plot relevant thing. You know, Naruto's fighting a guy with 3 faces. They are trying to save the Fuma clan from Orochimaru. It's all some made up gas leak bullshit. It's not canon, so it doesn't matter. The important thing about this episode is that after getting back from their fake mission, Sakura heads to Tsunade and asks her for training to become a medical ninja. And she starts practicing on that. I rated this episode a 4 out of 10, mostly because that's about how much content was in this episode. It was pretty weak sauce, but that's a mixed canon filler episode for you. Episode 142, the 3 villains from the maximum security prison. Once again, we're back in the hospital and everybody appears to have healed up. Sakura is doing some healing spells on a fish, I guess, as part of her training. A lot of people are hanging out and doing casual stuff in the Leaf Village. The Sand Ninjas finally head home after filling in and doing substitute teaching for some of the little Leaf Village children. And yeah, it's only just casual, relaxing stuff from the kids of the Leaf Village. We don't get much movement at all. So this episode's a 5 out of 10. It's a Leaf Village reset and then a whole lot of filler about the maximum security prison, whatever. Episode 220, Departure. The final episode of Naruto starts off, again, part of some filler arc. They're fighting someone who looks truly crazy, very alien, similar in design to Kimimaro, so probably a member of the Kaguya clan, but I can't be fucking bothered to look at that filler arc. Gaara is fighting with this freak, but that doesn't matter. They finish that fight, everyone goes home, and we're back in the hospital again. Ino talks with Sakura for a little bit about how she wants to learn to heal as well. And, you know, I guess she will also be training with Tsunade on her own time. So that's good for her. Jiraiya comes back, says to Naruto, it's time to leave. It's time to train. We gotta go. And Naruto officially leaves the village with Jiraiya on his journey to train. Only time will tell what happens next. This episode, I rated it a 3 out of 10, mostly because it was all filler until the last couple of minutes. But, you know, that's how it goes. I watched them because they were considered part canon, but truly, I don't think anything super groundbreaking happens here. You could probably just finish watching at 135 and be completely fine. So all in all, this batch of episodes gets a average ranking of 6.5 out of 10, which isn't very good, but I don't think it's truly representative of the quality of the end of Naruto. In my mind, in my heart, the real meat and potatoes was those first 5 episodes. I just adored the end of the Naruto Sasuke stuff. I think it was great, and it is the perfect sort of midway point to divide this series. I guess all of Shippuden is going to be about getting Sasuke back, and the other crazy stuff that'll happen with the Akatsuki. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens next in, well, we're going to keep this train rolling. I mean, I'm not going to hide it. We're going to do, believe it or not, Shippuden. It is on the way, so look forward to that. But until then, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts you'd like to share. Otherwise, continue to believe it.